We continue now at the top of Daf Kufya Dalet Amud Aleph Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 114a. This is a statement from Rav Acha bar Abba in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Minayin l'shinoi begadim min haTorah. How do we know the concept of changing clothing? Min haTorah shenamar, like it says, ufashat es begadav. He takes off his clothing. V'lavash begadim acherim, and he wears other clothing. Rashi explains. Minayin l'shinoi begadim shu derech kavod lifnei hamakom. How do we know it's an honor? It's a way of honor in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to change clothing. V'lavash begadim acherim v'hotzias hadeshin. His kiko hakosav lilbosh begadim pechusim b'shas hotzas hadeshin. When you're taking out the ashes in the Beis Hamikdash, you need to wear a lower form of clothing. She'ina avoda chashuva. That's not an important avoda. Kadesh lo yimasu begadav hachashuvim. In that way, your good clothing won't get ruined. She'oved behen avoda sachilu shasiya kagon kitor v'nisach. Those you're doing the more important avodas of achila and shasiya. For example, you're burning the incense, you're pouring libations, different things like that. Those things are going to be more important, and therefore you see this concept of Shina Begadim Min HaTorah. V'tana Devei Rabbi Yishmael, and it was taught in the yeshiva of Rabbi Yishmael. Rashi says, B'drasha Dahai Kra. This was a drasha of this pasuk that we just quoted. Limedcha Torah Derech Eretz, that the Torah here is teaching Derech Eretz. Begadim Shabishal Behen Kadeir L'Rabo Al Yimzog Behen Kos L'Rabo. The same clothing which he used to cook something for his master, he shouldn't use those same clothing to pour a cup for his master. Rashi says, Begadim Shabishal Behen Kadeir L'Rabo Dumya Dehotzvas Hadesh, and that's the lower. When you're cooking the food, that's the lower avoda. Al Yimzog Bhem Kos L'Rabo Lefika Chuzkok Lilvosh Begadim Pechusim. That's why you shouldn't pour a cup in that same thing. That's why you need to change clothing. That's a drasha of that very same pasuk. Amar Rabbi Yechia bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yechia bar Abba says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Genaihu l'Talmud Chacham sheyatza b'min'alayim hametulaim l'shuk. It is disgraceful for a Talmud Chacham to walk outside into the marketplace with patched shoes. So the Gemara asks, for Rabbi Acha bar Chanina Nafik, didn't Rabbi Acha bar Chanina do exactly that? Amar Rabbi Acha, brother of Nachman, so Rabbi Acha, the son of Rav Nachman, said, "But Taloi al gav Taloi." It's only inappropriate if it's patches on top of patches. Just to go out with a shoe that has a patch in it is not a problem. Amar Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Chia bar Abba says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, "Kol Talmud Chacham shenimtza revav al bigdo chayev misa." Any Talmud Chacham, if it's found on him that he has some kind of a stain, a revav on his garment, he's chayev misa. Shenemar, like it says, "Kol mesanai elhavu mavis." All those who hate me love death. Al tikre mesanai ela masniai, those who cause others to hate me. Rashi says, Revav shuman v'chelev. Rashi understands that it's a stain of fat or chelev. Chayev misa shetzarach lios chashav v'hagen l'chava toraso. He's chayev misa because he needs to look important, because people are supposed to honor the Torah. Masniai shememasin atzman b'nei habrios. If a Talmud Chacham has this stain, then it causes that he's disgusting in the eyes of other people. People will say, woe is to those who learn Torah. Look how they look, disgusting. He causes the Torah to be hated. That's the drasha of Masniai. Ravina says Revad Itmar. It wasn't Revav, but it's Revad. Rashi says Revad Itmar Shichva Sera. That refers to Siman Loshen Meravdim Revdosa Arsi Refadati Vikishatati B'Vesam Minim Hamachnisim Taiva V'Tizakikli. It's referring to these different spices that create the desire. So he says it's instead of Revav, it's really Revad. V'lo pligi, but it's not really an argument. Ha beglima, ha belevush. It depends what garment exactly. Rashi says beglima shu elyon, on the outer garment afilu revav. Even a stain, which is a lower level, that's going to be a problem. But belavusha shu tachton, on an undergarment, revad, on something you wear underneath, revad in, revav lo. Then it has to be something like revad, which is much more disgusting. That's only that is going to be a problem in such a case. Yamar Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Rabbi Yochanan, and Rabbi Chia bar Abba says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Ma'idich, what does the pasuk mean in Yeshayahu when it says, Kasher holach avdei Yeshayahu orim v'yochif? It says that the servants of Yeshayahu, they walked naked and barefoot. So it doesn't really mean literally naked and barefoot. Rather, it means arum b'v'gadim beluim. They were naked in the sense that they had worn out clothing. V'yochif, and it means barefoot. B'minalayim ha'betulayim, it means patched up shoes. Gemara continues with a Mishnah. Tanan Hasam, we learned over there in a Mishnah, Revav al Hamardeya Chotzitz. Let's say there's a stain on a donkey saddle, that's going to create a chatzitza. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel Omer ad ki Isser Haitalki. It has to be the size of an Isser Haitalki, a certain coin. V'al ha-begadim mitzad echad eno chotzitz. Now, if it's on begadim, the stain, so on one side is not going to be a chatzitza. Mishnei tzad and chotzitz, from two sides will be a chatzitza. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Mishum Rabbi Yishmael. Rabbi Yehuda says in the name of Rabbi Yishmael, af mitzad echad chotzitz. Even one side is going to be a chatzitza. Rashi here explains, Al hamardas shel chamor, a saddle of a donkey, like we said. Chotzets called over chotzets linyan tevila de kapitala. The rule is that when you're bathing something, immersing it in a mikvah in order to purify it, if you're makbid on a certain thing that's on the item, that's going to be chotzets, that's going to separate. V'chol chatzitza shemakbid alav chotzetzes. Any separation between the item and the water that a person normally cares about, that's going to be a chatzitza. Tanan Hasam in Meseches Mikvos. This is in Meseches Mikvos. V'nakat lo mishum deboy lememar shel banoim lomar shederech Talmud Chacham makbed al lavushav. The entire reason why we're quoting this is because we're eventually going to talk about a Talmud Chacham, the banoim, that they have a certain strictness in their clothing. And then the Mishnah continued, Mishneit started on two sides. Shahaya bo harbe at nivla bebeged. What it means two sides is the stain is so much that it's absorbed in the beged, veneer l'tzad. You could see it on the other side. So the Gemara now asks, Boy minei Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish me Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish asked Rabbi Chanina the following question on the above Mishnah. Mardas, when it comes to the donkey saddle, mitzad echad o mishneit tzadin. When we talked about the stain there, it wasn't clear. Is that stain on only one side, or does it go through to the other side? Amar lei said him zulo shamati. This I didn't hear. Kayotze ba shamati, but I heard something similar. The Tanan, because we learned in the Mishnah, Rabbi Yossi says shel banoi, and again, like we said before, we translated as Talmidei Chachamim mitzad echad. Even one side is chotzitz. V'shel bor, and somebody of a low class, a person who's a bor, mishneit tzadin. That has to be a stain from two sides in order to be considered something that he's makbid on. That's a chatzitza. And he now says, "Velote mardas chashuva mi bigdo shel amoritz." A saddle shouldn't be more important of the beged of an amoritz, and therefore it should also have to be from two sides. It shouldn't be more chashuv than that. Gemara now says, "My banoin." What is banoin? Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says, "Elu talmidei chachamim she'oskin b'vinyono shel olam kol yimein." It's a reference to talmidei chachamim because they build up the world all of their lives. V'yamar Rabbi Yochanan says, "Eizehu talmid chacham shemachzirin lo aveda b'tvios ha'ayin." We know that the halach is by a Talmud Chacham that you can return a lost object to him just if he says he recognizes it, even if he doesn't provide a siman. So the Rabbi Yochanan asks now, how do you know when someone reached that level of a Talmud Chacham that you can return a lost object to him just with tvias ha'ayin? So that's zeh makbid al chaluko lahofcho. It means somebody who is strict about his clothing that he turns it inside out. Rashi here says, hamakbid al chaluko lahofcho lovsho keshu. He wears it when it's turned around. Makbid olav, then he's makbid v'hovcho, and he'll turn it back. Shemakbid olav shelo yiru hatzfiros hamagunos v'imrei hacholak. The point is, a real Talmud Chacham is somebody, he doesn't want the seams of his clothing to be seen. If it's worn in the wrong way, he's going to flip it. That's a real Talmud Chacham who you return something with tvias ayin. Vam Rabbi Yochanan, and Rabbi Yochanan says, Ezu Talmud Chacham shememanin oso parnes al atzibur. What is considered a Talmud Chacham that you can make this person a leader over the community? Zeh shashoel and oso dvar halacha b'chol makom. V'yomer v'afilu b'meseches kala. It's somebody that you can ask him a question anywhere in halacha, in any place in halacha, and he can give you the answer. Even something in Meseches Kala, Rashi here explains, B'chol makom, b'chol hashas. He has to know all of Shas. V'afilu b'Meseches Kala, even Meseches Kala, d'lo regili bo inshi. People don't normally learn it. V'zen nosan liba v'garsa. But this guy did. He paid attention and he learns it. Meseches Kala, Braisi, Kala b'lo brocha, asurin l'bala kanida. Meseches Kala's a Braisa, talks about the fact that a Kala without a brocha is usher to her husband, like a nida. And anyway, the point is, this is somebody who is fit that he can be appointed as a leader over the community. The Amar Rabbi Yochanan, and Rabbi Yochanan says, Ezu Talmud Chacham shebnei yiro mitzuvin lasos lo malachto. What is considered a Talmud Chacham who the people of his city are commanded to do his work for him? Zeh sheminiach chefzo va'osek b'chefsei shamayim. That's only a Talmud Chacham who leaves aside his own business and deals only with chefsei shamayim, business of heaven. V'hani mili l'mitrach berifti. That only applies to, they have to do for him things like digging. Rashi says things that he can't do, but his life is dependent on them. Those are the things that they should support him with. V'yamar Rabbi Yochanan says, Ezu Talmud Chacham, what is considered a Talmud Chacham? Kol shashol so halacha b'chol makom. V'omer, anyone who you can ask him a halacha in any place, and he can tell you the halacha. L'may nafkamina, what's the difference? L'menuya parnes al atzibur. It makes a difference in terms of making him a leader over the community, similar to what we said before. If he knows one Masechta ba'asra, he can be a leader in his own locale. But if he knows to answer everywhere, Beresh Masifta, then he can be appointed as the Rosh Hashiva. Rav Shimon Lakish says, Elu Kalim ha'uliyorin haboin mimedinas hayam. When we talked about Banoim before, we gave one opinion that it's Talmidei Chachamim. Reish Lakish has another opinion. Reish Lakish says it really refers to the bathhouse attendants. They had certain kalim called uliyarim. They were special towels that were used for important people, and those, even if they have a little stain, it's going to be a chatzitza. The Gemara says, L'meimra dechivri ninu. That implies that these clothing, these ulurin, are white. V'yamar lehu Rabbi Yanai levanav, but Rabbi Yanai said to his children, Bonai al tikbaruni lo b'kelim levanim v'lo b'kelim shchorim. Don't bury me in white clothing, don't bury me in black clothing. Levanim shem v'lo ezkeh v'eya kechasan bein avelim. Don't bury me in white, because maybe I won't merit to go to Gan Eden, and I'll be like a chasan amongst people who are mourning. Avelim and shchorim, don't bury me in amongst the mourners. Shchorim, don't bury me in black. Shema ezke, maybe I will merit. Ve'eya ka'avel bein chasanim, then I'm going to look like a mourner amongst a bunch of grooms. Ella b'kelim ha'ulyirin haboin medinas hayam. Rather, bury me in the kelim ha'ulyirin, which come from medinas hayam. Al masumkininu. You see, from that the implication is it's not black, it's not white. The implication is it's some kind of red clothing. Gemara says, Lo kasha, that's not difficult. Ha beglimi, ha belavusha. Again, it depends if it's the outer garments of the ulurin or the garments that go underneath. That is the difference. Rashi here explains, glimi, he says, which one for the outer clothing? Sumki, those were red, and then again the inner clothing are going to be the white ones. Rabbi Yishmael Amar Mekaflin v'chulu, it said that again in the Mishnah you're allowed to fold clothing, and then it went on to talk about Shabbos and Yom Kippur. The Gemara says, Tan Rabbanan, we learned in a Brisa, Olas Shabbos b'Shabbato. It says you bring the carbon oil of Shabbos on its Shabbos. Limeid al chelvei Shabbos shekreven b'Yom HaKippurim. This teaches us that the chela from carbonos of Shabbos can be brought on Yom Kippur because it's Shabbos b'Shabbato. The idea is even on another Shabbos. Rashi over here says, Olas Shabbos b'Shabbato mashma l'midrash below vav. Darshan without the vav. Umashma the Olas Shabbos kreva b'Shabbos acheres. The implication is the Ola of Shabbos can be brought on another Shabbos. Limeid al chelvei Shabbos. That teaches us that the chela of Shabbos can be brought on Yom Kippur. Yochol afshal Yom HaKippur b'Shabbos. Now I might think even the chela of Yom Kippur can be brought on Shabbos, even the reverse. Talmud Lomer b'Shabbato. That's what the pasuk says. B'Shabbato. Divrei Rabbi Yishmael. That's the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael. Rashi says, Yochol afshal Yom HaKippur b'Shabbos. Talmud Lomer b'Shabbato. Vav miyuto. Here we use the vav as an exclusion. B'Shabbato v'lo b'Shabbos acheres. On its Shabbos, not on a different Shabbos. So we exclude in that direction. Rabbi Akiva says, Olas Shabbos b'Shabbato, again the same pasuk. Limeid al chelvei Shabbos shekreven b'Yomtiv. But this teaches that the chela of Shabbos can be brought on Yontiv. Yachol af Yom HaKippur. I might think it could even be brought on Yom Kippur. Maybe we should even go that far. Talmud lower b'Shabbato. That's why it says b'Shabbato. So according to him, it excludes bringing it on Yom Kippur, and it's only allowed on Yontiv. Rashi over here says shekreven b'Yontiv shecholiyos b'Matzoi Shabbos. We're talking about a Yontiv that falls on Matzoi Shabbos. And then the Gemara explains, Kishatim Salomar l'divrei Rabbi Yishmael, when you investigate into the words of Rabbi Yishmael, it emerges nedarim unadavos kreven b'Yontiv. The halach is you can anyways bring the darim and adavos on Yontiv, so you don't need a pasuk for that. V'chi itzrich kra l'Yom HaKippurim. That's why the pasuk is needed to say you can bring it on Yom Kippur, the chaylev of Shabbos. L'divrei Rabbi Akiva, but according to Rabbi Akiva, nedarim unadavos ain kreven b'Yontiv. Nedarim and adavos cannot be brought on Yontiv. V'chi itzrich kra l'mishra b'Yontiv, and the pasuk is needed to permit you to bring it on Yontiv. Rashi here says, Nedarim unadavos pluksi Meseches Beitza. This is actually machlokas in Meseches Beitza. Rabbi Yishmael Sir le commandam are craven. He holds you could bring it. Hilkach kaven and Nedarim unadavos sheyachol lahamtin l'shachtam l'chol. Since Nedarim unadavos, which really you could have waited and brought it on a weekday, well, akriv, and you could have brought it then. Ishchatim and nikravim b'Yomtiv. You can bring those on Yontiv. Kal v'chomer b'chelvei Shabbos shenishchatu kedarkan bizmanan v'nitozru. Certainly, if you have chaylev of Shabbos which was shechted properly in its proper time and it's left over, hilkach lo itzrich kro. Therefore, it's clear that the pasuk is only needed for Yom Kippur. And again, according to Rabbi Akiva, no, Nedarim and Nedavos are not brought on Yontif, so the pasuk is needed for that. Amar Rabbi Zera says, and we'll see what Rabbi Zera says in the next video on Daf Yomi Gemara Amud Beis.